What happens if you fail to file a tax return? What will the IRS do? Are you scot-free? Is this your opportunity to just go away unnoticed? Well, not exactly. Generally, not filing a return puts you in more trouble than if you actually filed the return and dealt with the consequences. I'll tell you why. And I'm Jim Flauaus. I help taxpayers across the country who fall behind with tax returns, fall behind with paying tax liabilities. They have unpaid balances, unfiled returns. The IRS starts sending them letters. They get in all kinds of trouble, don't know how to fix it. That's what we do. We represent taxpayers across the country to end their IRS stress, even settle their tax debt for less, and get them a fresh start. So if you don't file a return, here's what happens. The IRS will typically get notice of income that you earned. They will then know you have a tax liability, and if you haven't filed a return, they'll file one for you. It's called a substitute for return. Why this is such a problem is it is a return that overstates your tax liability. Have you ever heard the term throw you know what against the wall and see what sticks? That's what the IRS does, except it sticks until you come and clean it up. It sticks because it is a real assessment. They will file a real notice of federal tax lien. Ultimately, they could levy your bank account, garnish your wages, or seize other property because a tax return has been filed, a liability has been assessed, even if you didn't file it, even if you didn't work. And here's the kicker. I have a client who said, I just got a notice of federal tax lien for 2013. I didn't even work in 2013. In fact, I kind of took the year off. I really did nothing. I sat around. I played video games. I didn't have any income. How in the world do I owe taxes? Well, the more I probed, I found out the way he was able to fund his lifestyle of sitting around and playing video games is he busted open a 401k. He had about 60,000 in a prior employment situation where they had money in a 401k. He took the money. Well, when you take money out of a 401k, guess what? The IRS gets notice. They now know you earned 60,000 even after the standard deduction in 2013. That's probably going to be 47,000 of taxable income. And for the average bear, that can be 4 to 8 grand of taxes. And now the IRS starts piling on non-filing penalties, non-payment penalties, interest. And so all of that is building. It's just like you're sitting in a taxi cab, you're sitting still in traffic, and the meters just ding, ding, ding because the interest and the penalties keep building. And now his 2013 tax bill is like 20 grand, and he doesn't have 20 grand. How does this get fixed? Well, one, we need to file the return for the year to show the IRS that their assessment was just BS and correct that assessment to be what the correct amount is. Two, we need to abate the penalties that came from the incorrect assessment. And three, we need to negotiate with the IRS now. How do we resolve a payment plan so that this tax debt is no longer hanging over this taxpayer? And there's several ways to fix a tax problem, whether it is a payment plan or a partial payment plan, a not collectible status, submitting an offer in compromise. Hey, bankruptcy may be the issue, or you might even have the money and be able to pay off the balance in full. But let's get the balance down to the right amount, not the amount the IRS arbitrarily assessed because they threw an amount against the wall and then kept adding penalties and interest to that. So here's the good news. You're not powerless in the face of the IRS. It really is possible to put your tax problem behind you, even one for a tax return that was filed when you didn't make any income. You don't think you owed any taxes, and the IRS started running away with their own version of the problem. We can help you fix it. Contact me if you need help. And please, if this information was beneficial to you, share it with a friend, like it, and most importantly, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be very, very helpful to me. I'm Jim Flauaus. Contact me if we can help, and we'll see you next